and work together on it. We have to. This stupid rock that we call Earth, this dumb rock that doesn't know how to make me any ravioli, doesn't know how to do that. So what's it good for? It's good for breathing, and it's good for life. So realize that. But moreover, you have to realize that the people on this list are on this list because of the atrocities that they've allowed to happen in their own countries. The person that'll be on my list probably the most for lack of being able to fund things and being able to do things would do his own thing when shit was happening awry and a lot of mobs were gaining traction, and he didn't do anything about it. That's the reason why he got killed. It's the reason why he got assassinated. Mostly, though, because of his girlfriend who was dating a mobster. So it's usually what happens. And really, people just are shitty sometimes when there's no communication. Like telephones, for example. And also, they want to say that Samsung has a backfitted thing, but there are ways to break that. There are ways to break the shit out of that. So they need to understand that is not the reason why we are actually protesting Huawei. It has a lot to do with their 5G systems, and the 5G systems that are basically clones of the United States, which are basically providing the exact same thing the United States and many other countries could provide, but with a Chinese, just China, made in China on it. So basically that's the reason why it's annoying, it's stupid, and when it's the exact same goddamn thing and not something different, like every country actually comes up with, every other country actually comes up with, then it's annoying as shit when you have to see people that are having a good time and doing good things with your stuff, your ideas, your basic communications communications arrays. And that's the reason why sometimes the people get really nasty and they say, hey, you can't use our stuff because we made it. We made it. You know why we made it? Because we allowed more people than just Chinese to come into a certain amount of things when they were younger, when the countries were younger. You know why we did that? Because we're not fucking stupid evil assholes that want to break some sort of tradition, bring some sort of tradition into the world, saying that oh, there's a master race again, like Hitler did, because Hitler was dumb and he killed himself for no reason because he's a dumbass. He would have gone to jail. But that's the thing with most dictators. They don't want to go to jail. So they come up with excuses for their goddamn problems. Ooh, C4. That's good in video games. It's bad in real life. So realize that. And also, man, understand that I'm a more serious person when it comes to politics. Like, I'm very serious, I'm very passionate, but I'm not going to go blowing something up or beating someone's ass just because they have a different belief than I do. And I think that kind of makes me safe sometimes. When I tell the truth about what I actually believe and the reasons why people are just like, oh, you like Trump, you're terrible, you're a part of this narrative that I have in my mind about actually what's going on in the world, and you're a part of that part that's the problem in my mind. Oh, that means and then I'm gonna do this with like a kind of like a Mississippi accent, but a kind of Western accent. Well, you're part of a whole bunch of people that have been making my kids want to go to parties constantly instead of doing their goddamn chores, and that's the reason why they constantly they kiss each other because of your devil worshiping music. So that's two parts of a whole, basically, and that's the whole of America. But it has a lot to do with the way that people are raised, the way that people are brought up. If they're fed certain things and then left to their own opinions, then they have to form those opinions on their own. They become more mature people, but they grow up really fast, and they're not able to make those opinions slowly like some kids are. That's the reason why sometimes things go wrong. People make mistakes, and those mistakes turn into having to... Alright, let's see here. If he's gonna come in, because he's gonna come in, I got a fucking shotgun for his mouth. Let's see, red dot site. Alright, yeah, we got it. I'm gonna go upstairs because I wanna wait for him to come out. So the real reason why most of these things happen is because people themselves sometimes don't give a shit about certain little things that other people really do care about, and that's where all this stuff takes a left turn, and some people aren't given the proper induction into something that may seem commonplace to someone else. And that's when you realize that maybe you're not the most mature person in the world, or maybe you're not. And I'm not. I don't say I am, because why say you're something when you know that something is out there to be able to challenge you? I mean, that something is out there to be able to challenge you as a person and what you believe in. So realize that, and realize that just because someone's out there that challenges you, it doesn't mean that they're the right person. It means that they're right about something. They're right about their own. Let me go. Is that a dude? Is that a dude? No, it's not a dude. Okay, I had a 2 on already, but I got hit, so that's the reason why I was changing it. Alright, we're gonna jump. Yeah. And we're gonna go in here because I know he's in here, and we're gonna get out the shotgun. There he is. Oh, I knew he was in there. He was just hiding in the other part. Alright, maybe he was not. Hold on, let me see. He's gonna come get some stuff. And alright, whatever. But yeah, those are the reasons why they're on my shit list. And if I were a person that was in guard or in amounts of anything, I would blame those literally 3 people for being such assholes to everyone else around the world. And for bringing up a workforce basically that had no unions, no anything, no basis, no free anything, no. It's like they all make the same pay, and that's the only incentive. And that's the part where that gets you, because that's the only part that is about socialism that actually even works at all, or even communism, that everyone gets paid the same amount, or everyone gets paid a certain amount, and that certain amount is to be deliberated by the Communist Party, and that's the part that fucking sucks and makes it not communism. Any party at all, any like freedom, not freedom, whatever you want to call it, stuff like that. There's a new definition of it. It's called the idea was good, but then you fucked up and you had to make up for it, and that's what made it bad. so like the idea of freedom in America was good. It was very good. Everyone was about it. But then you had to realize that you had to understand that people themselves wanted to be free, and then then everyone in society realized they have to realize that also that making that much money, or making billions and billions of dollars, were set up to be not presidents and not people of that culture, because they weren't rich. They make $250,000 a year. That's all. Everything else they get is for free. That's the reason why, because they're serving the community. They're supposed to be serving the community. They have less rights than us. That's the point. And you're supposed to get somebody in office that matters? No, you don't. Because they don't matter more than they matter outside. They don't matter more than they matter in a person's arms, okay? They don't matter more. They don't matter more. Just because they talk right, or they talk less right, or they talk with ebonics, doesn't make them that worse person. The worst person is the dude that tried to overflip that actually went through with the jobs that were very stupid of coming up with, and then made him think that made him more of a man. And that's where Vladimir Putin came from. That's why he's on the list. And that's where Xi Jinping came from. And that's why he's on the list. Because it's not the things that you do that make you who you are. It's the things that make you realize that everyone and everything is exactly the same. And if that makes you fearful, if that makes you scared, then that makes you less of a person. And that's the only thing that ever makes you more or less of a person, or more powerful or anything. But in someone else's eyes, obviously. Because the more that person sees you doing things that are more something, the more that person has the positive opinion of you, and you just can't do anything wrong because you're a Putin boy, or a Xi Jinping, and he can't do anything. He's a cuddly little bear, So the most you should take back from this is absolutely nothing. Sometimes, just realize that everyone's flawed. And mental health is a good thing. Mental health is needed. Because people are staying inside and they're screaming their fucking lungs out in China. Because people are staying inside and they're absolutely losing it in America. Because people are staying inside and they're absolutely, completely and utterly going bonkers in Canada and in Mexico and Venezuela. Because people have to understand that we're just different as far as languages go. Languages were the thing that probably ended up making us more different than anyone else, because we stayed away from each other for so long. And that's the point that we need to realize that makes us also the same, because we actually came up with something to talk about. But also the thing that needs to keep people really away from the people who make their laws, because they're not good people. That doesn't make them a good person just because they wrote a bill in office. What makes them a good person is they do good things. If they do good things for people, for any race of people, then they're doing good. It's just the fact that if they want more things to happen to everyone and not just their people, not just the people that they talk to and things like that, or not just the people that they hold to a high regard. Okay, we got a 6 item stuff, and we got all right. So that's the reason why. That's the reason why people need to start realizing that politicians don't make up the rules. They don't make up the rules, and that's what makes you free. That's the part that makes you free. Because every single time you get into another person's bullshit, every single time you start with another person, say that this person's gonna make it all happen, he's gonna get it all out there. No, that's not what freedom is all about. It's not what capitalism is all about. What capitalism and freedom is all about is making the person who has the best ideas have them benefit everyone else and make them right, and that's all that makes you. It doesn't make you not a pervert. It doesn't make you not an imbecile in some cases. It doesn't make you not a dumbass who says really, really weird fucking talkings. And notice everything that Obama has said. He sounds like a Vulcan. That's not a real way to talk. That's from Star Trek. He got it from Star Trek. It's okay to pick up a personality, but just realize that personality stops at the door. Realize that he talks regular to his wife, and she won't take that shit. She really doesn't want, because it's patronizing. It's patronizing. It's absolutely patronizing. It has to be patronizing. If she doesn't believe that, then she's being duped by him. Or he just has a speech impediment. And that's all that is, I guess. Wait, I gotta see if there's anybody on the other side of this. But it's the worst way to talk. It is. It's the worst way to talk, because first of all, he didn't learn. He learned that on a movie. He learned it on a movie. He's speaking like a Vulcan. He has to be, because if he isn't, then that's the way he talks. Then I have really, really, really really misunderstood the ways that what's the word autistic people can be in the office and no one would ever know. Damn it. All right. And also the way that Trump talks. Sir, I know he got it from Goodfellas. He got it from Goodfellas. They're all speaking off movies because it's all they have. No one's been through World War III, so no one knows what's going to happen. Everyone's afraid. Even me. So that's the reason why I just stay away from it. I just stay away from the fact of all those things because they scare me. Not to death, because nothing can scare you to death. It's dumb. I've actually laughed at a lot of different things that have actually... That's why I like dark memes. Because it makes me okay with a World War III happening. And still being able to live afterwards. Because that's the hardest part. That would be the hardest part, is living afterwards. And realizing that people still have to go through wars in order to be able to make sure that everyone can get fed. Or everyone can realize that one China one, I want one China, me. No, Xi Jinping. That's my impression of him. one China, one Belt and Road, ooh. Belton Road? I call this one Belton Road because it's cool, I like it. Essentially, making titles to everything you ever do is just really dumb. Just call it an act. Call it an act, because that's exactly what you're doing and promoting to everyone else is an act that you're putting on so you can push this thing into law. That's basically what I think, what's his name? That was probably Ben Franklin's, what is it, last joke. It wasn't a dick joke, it was just you're putting on an act. You're saying these things that mean emotion so you can rev up people to do things that you want them to do. But in the actuality, politicians have no power whatsoever, and that's the reason why they do all the bullshit that they do. And that they're only paid a certain amount of money because sometimes they're in the pockets of other people. So realize that, and also realize that sometimes your favorite character on anime is probably the fucking douchiest dude you could ever meet in your goddamn life. But he inspires people because of his voice, because that's his only talent, and that's the only thing he's ever taught himself to be, because he forgot morals along the way. So realize that, and realize also that the Me Too movement was always happening. It was always happening, and they just called it something else. Common decency. And common decency. And that's all. That's all I got to think about. I got nothing else to say. Those are just the 3 people on my shit list, because it's not a hit list, because I don't want them to die. I want them to pay for their fucking sufferances. Their eras of freedom. I want to pay for it with every single cent that I could ever even possibly take out of them. Every single second to keep them on this mortal coil. That's what I want. I want them in jail, and I want them sentencing. Not everything that happens. I just want them to feel nothing. Whatever they feel doesn't matter to me. Never matter to me. I just don't want them around to be able to hurt people. They're basically like pedophiles. I just don't want them around to be able to hurt people. Because that's pretty much what they are. They all are. Vladimir Putin had, an arranged marriage with a 14-year-old girl. And she's a star now, because she's Look at her wearing the dresses. Oh my God, she's 14. She was 14 when she married him, or when she was arranged to marry him. That's what happens in situations where people have all the power. They get to make it with their own decisions, and you find out exactly how much character they have. None. And I'm not saying anything a slight on the Russian people. I really don't. I just say that they don't have a natural database. They don't have an actual database on people who could really fucking harm them. And because of that, there's murderers that go fucking straight to fucking kill a fucking personville, and they don't see anything for it. They don't realize any sort of punishment for anything that they do. Freedom is free. Being free is free. But understanding that you could do anything means you could pay for anything. You could pay and make those families' lives much better than any teenager who ever felt in love, anything. But that's the point, is where does your government go? Okay, got it. Oh, you son of a bitch, you got me. How the fuck did he do that? He didn't even see me. Such a bitch. That's the point, is the realization of the fact that sometimes no one cares. Sometimes no one actually gives a shit. Until someone does, and then they do something about it, and everyone's just like, whoa, I believed in that. It's just like, no, you didn't. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You didn't, but you believed, and that's good. There's nothing to feel for. Like, people do things all the time that make everything better. But that's the point, is when you keep anonymity about things you're doing and saying, and that's the thing that Vladimir Putin is doing that no one else has mastered yet, because of his linguistics and his constant want to be able to please no one and just himself, and then say whatever he wants to say to make that all right. Because yeah, that's where China got all the stuff, but they didn't want to do that anymore, because that's why he put his military in. That's, yeah, boner. That's when he said, China, I'm not gonna, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that, and you know it. I didn't give you those schematics to those satellites y'all set up in the air that other time. I didn't do stuff for you so you could have cars with Elon Musk. I didn't do anything like that. I was sitting here. How could I do that? How could I send my troops back every once in a while so y'all could pass through, so there would be nobody to talk about things with super sensitive materials and schematics and blueprints and all that other different stuff. I didn't do any of that. That was that other guy. You saw him. Yep. I was just sitting here, and I had no idea, because I didn't know, and that's the reason why I said I didn't know. It's basically what Russia's doing. It's basically what the Kremlin is doing. It's basically just leaking a bunch of information for other countries because they're not up to par. And that's funny for like 2 seconds, and then it's kind of sad, because you realize that China, if it stays by itself, is just gonna fucking, they're all gonna starve and be out in the cold, and it sucks. But they're using their people, and that's the fucked up part. They're using their people, and that's the fucked up part of anything, is using your people to be able to get benefits for yourself off of another country that really wouldn't need it, and you wouldn't need it if you just wouldn't fucking not cut off anything. And I'm not talking about Trump. Trump was just doing that because China was doing that, because they were getting ready for a virus that they didn't tell anybody about. No matter if it came from them or not, they were getting ready for a virus that they didn't tell anyone about. And that's the part that sucks. That's the part that's really dumb, because it could have been stopped. It could have been completely stopped with all the airplanes just, hey, gotta stay on the ground, gotta test you. Gotta test you. And then they came up with a test like 3 weeks later. 3 weeks out of people's lives, oh my God, to save millions? Holy shit! Oh my God! That's just too much, said the guy in first class, who was going no matter what. He's a piece of shit. That's kind of what the luxury is, though. I guess, if you think about it. Anybody can be a fucking dickhead, but no one can be as much of a dickhead as those three people. No one. Because they use their people on a daily basis to get benefits from everyone around them. And you don't want to say it's real, you don't want to say that they're doing it, but yeah, they're doing it. And they're using that stuff to get away with the bullshit that no one could have ever gotten away with. No one could have ever gotten away with stealing secrets from the U.S. and then bringing them to China and North Korea for that matter. That's the only reason they were able to get the boards over for the actual nuclear the provisions and everything like that. For them to not fucking like completely and utterly burn themselves to death, which is probably what USA was betting on. That they would actually make themselves radioactive, and then that everyone would leave. But that's the point. You can't bet on your enemies. You can't bet on anything because you're supposed to make the world a better place, and not you're supposed to be such an asshole to everyone, even if you are on the top. So. But that's the point, though, that I stopped dealing with those people who believe that, oh my God, if America wasn't such an asshole. No, that's not the point. Is you're supposed to be coming up with that shit on your own. You're supposed to be learning shit. You're supposed to be understanding stuff and realizing because people understand things that you'll be able to understand those things. Just read it in a textbook. Like even Russia was just like, oh my God, the amount of information that's out there is just like, wow. You can really fucking build a bomb in your basement, and then no one would know, except for the fact that you bought 1,000 pounds of fertilizer and a bunch of different pounds of fucking other shit that you mix together to make it explode eventually. But just realize that like that's the reason why we didn't want to do that stuff. You know, that's the reason why we stopped that thing that we thought we were gonna do because we stopped, and then we dropped a huge bomb on Hiroshima. But in our defense, we didn't know how much damage it actually do because we didn't even drop a bomb yet. We didn't drop at least a bomb, I guess. They just did their math equations a little bit off, and I know that's fucking what they did. And fucking Manhattan Project and shit like that. It's just a little bit too much. so in case they died, everybody else would die with them. Because that's what war comes to. That's what exactly all war comes to. And I'm not saying do no war, do war peace only. I'm just saying no, I'd fight every once in a while if I was that kind of dude. But I don't fight a lot. I don't want to fight a lot. I want people to know things. I want people to know the truth about stuff, even if it makes them feel like they don't have anything to turn to. Because that's the truth about freedom. Being free doesn't mean having all the resources. Being free doesn't mean you get to be that person that makes the stuff happen. Being free means you have no responsibilities. You have no responsibilities to your government to pay them back for shit. You have no responsibilities to your IRS to constantly be completely and utterly. No, they'll send you a letter and they'll send a guy by in case you're doing something fucked up. Or maybe a few guys in case you got to try to get violent. just realize, man, it's just we're free, dude. You're not held to any responsibility on what you think the government is about, on what you think that the racist that tried to ruin our fucking government was about either. On what you don't get the idea if you don't realize you're already free. You don't get to throw things at people who tell you not to protest. No, you don't get to tell people who are protesting that they don't have a right to protest in your area because they're in 10 feet of you. And people don't have a right to fight each other over what they think is right. It's constantly what people do in politics. There we go. Where'd he throw it? Oh, he's an asshole. I see him. Oh, his car's over here, so I'm just gonna wait over here. Oh, my car's over there. This is my car. There he is. Got him. Oh, fuck. That was great. You don't know I have a cur. And I know he's fucking reeling from that shit because he wouldn't have fucking ran if he did. Or he's just running me into a trap. No, that's not what people do. Oh, there he is. Hey, guys, how's it going? Oh, he got killed already. Oh wait, I gotta wait. That's the reason why I still did that. Alright, find out site. Up out, backpack level 3, nice. Give me that. Alright, we're good. Oh, he has a sniper rifle. He has a sniper rifle. He has a sniper rifle and it's good. It's better than all the sniper rifles. There he is. No, that's not him, I don't think. I'm just gonna get this dude up here, because I know there's another dude up there. He's trying to take my tires out. I'm gonna go somewhere in the wood, heavily wooded area. Go behind a stone. Okay, there's a dude, probably right on to the left or right of here. He's running this way. Okay, let's see where I am. Hey, I need to go. I need to run away, run away, run away. Shit, I need to hurry up. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't believe in people having the power over other people. It just makes for really stupid habits, and the government's acting like they own everything because they don't, and they don't, and they won't. But that's the reason why a lot of times that China is doing the things that it's really, really not really doing right. Because, like, say for instance, I'm saying that what they're doing is kind of wrong. What they're doing right now, as far as like the land development basically just being knocked down. But also, if you think about it, those buildings sometimes were built by opium. So you have to realize that, but also realize that just because they were built by opium doesn't mean they have to be completely and utterly brought down, you know, or they can be revamped, I guess. But under like, if they want communist rule, then Xi Jinping has to own them personally. That's what I want. That's what he has to do, to prove to me that he's actually doing something right. Because I know he isn't. I know he's not, because he's not proving anything. Because he's a piece of shit, and that's what he is. A piece of shit. Why do I say piece of shit? I guess because it's not worth thinking about, you know? It's something you saw, you know? Someone you saw, and the next time you think, you'll be over it. Kind of like passing through you, like a piece of shit does. He's a piece of shit. He deserves to be in prison for what he did to his people. All the Uyghur Muslims and all the, because they're all his people, and he needs to fucking get respect on that fact that they're all his people, and he needs to realize that if he's not gonna give all of the people that are in China statehood and actual jobs instead of trying to keep them completely and utterly soundproof because they're because their whole goddamn echoey chamber they live in as far as statehood goes. There's so many little parts of China that Xi Jinping doesn't give a shit about, and he finalized that with the seven gorgeous dam. He finalized every single part of that fucking deal that he didn't give a shit about when he was a little farm boy. The life he wanted to just fucking put out of existence. The life that he couldn't live with is living in the Farmville, living in the whole thing of that thing. Couldn't live with it. He couldn't live with all those people being alive and all those people, they live so dirtily. They're so dirty. And he puts on makeup now because he's always a different person, completely a different person, because he puts on makeup. Because that's what all politicians do, including Vladimir Putin, because he does not look as good as you think he does. Every single other person, even Prince Charles, looks fucking terrible. He looks like he got rubbed up against fucking sandpaper when he every single time he comes out of that bedroom. All right, we're gonna go up here on this hill because I have 6x scope. We are gonna go, because we have a bunch of vehicles near us, up on this top of this hill, because he can't actually get to me from here. I just want to see where he is. There he is. Got him. So that's the reason why I don't believe in certain, I mean, I don't even believe in America as far as that goes sometimes, because they can be super fucking stupid about things really early so they can lobby for like what China wants with fucking oil to be able to like propel their missiles and all their bullshit about their military with Taiwan, like it's not going to be a thing for them. Yeah. Alright, go up there. There we go. Go straight up there. There he is. Alright, cool. Go up there too. There he is. There he is. Oh, you son of a bitch! Ah, man. I didn't think he could actually do it. But they have computers on this game too. So that's the reason why I wanted to play it. It's also my favorite game. I just wish that more people would actually play it and not bots. Because it actually sees people who are actually like wanting freedom, wanting to do things that cause entertainment, and not just wanting to see the same 5 actors over and over again in the same fucking story. Oh my god, that's gotta be fucking terrible. Oh my god, it's gotta be terrible as far as fucking China goes. My gosh. God, it's gotta be terrible. The same 5 actors, the same drama. But this one, he's going off to college, and that's the most happenings in people's lives. Same thing in America. Same bullshit drama. Same shit that people can't afford. But he made millions of dollars in the box office. Millions? Are you serious? How many billions of people are in the world? Billions? If it really was like making money, then it would make billions. But that's, of course, the reason why certain people don't hold certain things available. And that's why freedoms get all mixed up and intertwined and shit like that. Because people just don't really give a shit sometimes. And it really sucks. It doesn't matter what everyone else likes. It matters what they like. And they're the ones who call the shots most of the time. So... yeah, so like the reason why I don't like most video games and I like this one is because it's exactly what it wants to be, exactly how it needs to be able to gain followers and stuff like that. Like Cyberpunk 2077 needed to be so much in order to do so little, which is just sell a fucking thing to someone. This doesn't actually act like it's supposed to be something completely all new and like there's people that do things. Oh my god, he got a snack 3 times. Yeah, I see that video. But yeah, like this thing isn't trying to be the best video game. It's trying to be a video game. And that's the good part about this video game. But also in the same sense, you have to realize that some video games are owned by people that are and that part doesn't matter to me that much because those people were looking to make profit. And if they were looking to give all that money to the CCP, then I mean I can't stop them, but they're not going to give all that money to the CCP. not like they're not. I mean, yeah, Xi Jinping is like fucking. Where does he live? In a fucking like in his den. He doesn't live in a den. He lives in a fucking mansion. It's a lie when people tell you that they don't want more. It is. It's always a lie. Because everything can always be more improved. Everything could. Everything could. And then you could have Cyberpunk 2077 without all the enemies. Because there's no goddamn way you'd be able to keep a network to yourself. No goddamn way. Like that's the part of Cyberpunk 2077 that they'll never get right. You'll never be able to have a complete network to yourself. It's completely impossible. He got all the guns and I got a fucking helmet. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs. I didn't do anything. I'm not doing anything. Oh shit. Gotta get out of here. God damn it. Son of a bitch. God damn it. I gotta go. I need a backpack. Yeah, there's a backpack right there. No, you son of a bitch. He was up in the room already? What the fuck, dude? He probably jumped through a window or something like that, or probably it was already in there. Oh, man. But that's the point, though, man. You gotta... You keep on working through it. And that's what I have to keep on working through, because I'm afraid of these 3 people. I definitely am. But that fear isn't going to stop me from doing many things in my life. So it's going to stop me from not putting on a mask and knowing that his hand had something to do with it, or his boner had something to do with it, because he's a bitch. He's a bitch boy. He just hides behind 7,000 fucking people that try to make things better, and even though they're harvesting organs of people, it's so bad, dude. It's so fucking bad. And we're not harvesting organs, just some people who are deemed inhabitable. And some people that have a problem with you keeping them in a fucking facility for literally their entire lives. And some people that catch on. And then that's what happens, because they're pieces of shit. Because they don't want people to live. They just want people to die and remember them. Because they're fucking stupid and have no idea what immortality means. There's a shrimp that's immortal. It just keeps on giving birth to itself constantly. It's in the ocean. You should probably study it if they want to know what immortality is. No, they want to be old and crusty when that happens. So they can try to have that, but then that doesn't happen. You don't get it when you're old. Or you don't get it when you're Vladimir Putin. Because he wants to die. Because he's a piece of shit. And he's probably seen a bunch of war zones and shit like that. Because he has a bunch of problems that he doesn't want to admit that he has. Because he's an absolute moron who constantly was giving grunt work to people who he didn't even know he'd be actually leading. So it's not his fault. It's not his fault that that any of that happened, but it's his fault that he's constantly remaining autonomous and unblamed in this whole situation when his drunk ass idiot friends make passes at women, and they're just all about it because it's all about Russia, because he's basically gotten into the minds of people who really have strong ability, because that's what you gotta do, man. You gotta get in those minds, man. That's how you get remembered, even in the minds of children. And yeah, that doesn't sit well with me, because he has a 14-year-old fucking wife. He's a piece of shit. And also it doesn't sit well with me that Japan has a 13-year-old thing. There's a lot of rules that I don't believe in. I don't even date women out of my age range. I mean, I'll have sex with them, but I just won't date them. I mean, we use protection, like, obviously, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, I don't date out of my age range. Out of my age range. Like, the only chick that I actually ever dated was in my age range, really. Because I dated her for so long, we just didn't even really have a word for it. But also, that same thing was the excuse she used when she was leaving me. I don't have any bad feelings towards her, so it's okay. I was being an asshole. And she was being an asshole, but I was being an asshole later on in the relationship, and she was being an asshole early in the relationship. So we're both assholes, so it really didn't make for a good relationship. One's gotta look better. I guess. Oh yeah, baby. I got a zoom scope. Now it's time to go buy in the store. But yeah, I mean, I'm just rambling. These are rants because they're not something that I'm gonna keep on talking about when I don't have a platform to talk about it on. Stuff that I have to keep to myself because it makes me a target. It really does. It makes me a target. It makes me look like I'm a fucking idiot all the time by talking. Because women don't like dudes who talk, and that's the reason why I don't. Because I want to be liked by women. And that's nice. That's a thing that me and Vladimir Putin share, but not me and Xi Jinping, because he likes little boys. And was it what's his name? Was it Kim Jong-un doesn't like sex because it because it he's very fat. The fat little bitch boy. That's funny, dude. That's funny. Now, see these things that I talk to myself in the third person, or just say that's funny or anything like that, because that's pretty funny, but also because that's what I use to calm myself down from anxiety. It's a technique. It's a thing. Talking to yourself in the third person, sometimes it helps. Talking to yourself. Maybe answering yourself. I mean, you're only a person, so I mean, what more could you really do to calm yourself down out of illogical? And when these dudes have it, when these dudes realize that they have that stuff, they're gonna look for every doctor they can. But I'm not, because I know how to control it, because I talked to a doctor before I had it. And that's the real reason, because those dudes are just they're gonna dry up. They're gonna be like Stalin. They're not going to be able to, dry up. Now they're people. Hopefully they're people get plentiful and amazing stuff awesomely. Around all the stuff that they do, we'll just find little loopholes and little things to be able to make sure that those people can get fed. Where did I put that gun? Alright, I don't need a shotgun, I guess. I got the 6x scope on the beast. But that's the reason why. People need to start looking into themselves and realize that they're starting to make their own problems. Even when they're in adulthood, they have to realize that they make their own problems. And people have to start realizing that, no, they can't eat that final chili dog. They have to know that even though we're free, we're just not responsible for things. That's what freedom is, not responsible. Not being responsible for the shit that happens in the world, and not having to deal with it if you don't want to. Let him come to me. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get his bitch ass. Ooh, nice. Even better. Hopefully he stops for somewhere. You son of a bitch. I knew I was supposed to get out of the way, but I wasn't fast enough. Oh, man. That's the point, though, is if people really just give these people power, like certain gurus that have been in the early parts and the late parts of America's culture and not America's culture, then all these people are gonna just be their gurus, and that's all. But they have to realize that they have shitty lives. They have shitty lives that are based on all the fucking lies that they've told so far. They're based on all the lies that they've told their literally significant other out there, believing that they're in love because they adore her. Look at her. She is beautiful. She is good. She is good and she loves me. Realizing that she only did it because he's got money. So, yeah. That's your love. Your love who loves, adores you. Look at that. That's it, man. And once that age goes, she's gonna be like, look at her. She used to be so beautiful. You gotta base it on something else. You gotta base it on emotional connection or something. Or she's not gonna get any fulfillment. A dictator is a lonely man. A lonely man who is just really, really dumb. Yeah. I'm not lonely. I watch porn all the time. No, I'm actually pretty lonely. It's alright. I don't really care either if no one wants to watch my freaking stream. No one's gonna see it until after it's up anyways, because people have ways of doing things to the network. Because they're fucking assholes, and I'm poor, so it's alright. But that's the reason why, man. You gotta just believe in what you want to believe until somebody makes it real. And no, you shouldn't believe in the past of what happened to all the African Americans that now call themselves black, which is really dumb to me. I don't know why, because really, like their actual heritage, which is like really plump and awesome and amazing. Like all that really mattered was their friends. All that really mattered was the people that they usually talk to all the time, the people that they used to talk to all the time, and minus all the shit that happens when people go fucking crazy and start murdering children for some reason, like it's their fault they're in such a fucking mess. It's just like all the dudes that are in politics that like want to make a better world and want to do things that are better for the entirety of their country, even though it's sometimes the continent. That's what I mean. To be unified, to want to be unified, is something real. But there's so many militants that are fucking up shit. They're really making shit hard. Like WHO members got fucking murdered back in, if people don't remember, back in 2005 or 2006 or something like that. Like one of those years. But I saw the video. Like I saw them both get murdered. Like they shot the dude and then like kept the chick around probably. Or shot the girl and then shot the dude. They were there to make things better most of the time. So, but they're like, no, they're from diseases. They make diseases, that's why they're here. Because that's all the education that most of those military dudes actually have. Which really sucks, because that's literally how Russia used to be. Which they should actually even learn from. If people would look past an element of skin, then they'd realize that there's so many lessons to be learned in so many ways, in so many different countries and different things and different cultures. There's so many different lessons to be learned and things that you don't have to go through because they went through it. Even, oh shit. Oh fuck, you got me. That's the reason why, man. You gotta keep on rolling with the punches. Or I don't even like to say that. That's stupid. It's just roll with the light that the hand that's just, even that is just not it's not the essence of what life is. Because when you take what people call life and then make it into like an expression, it's just like, it's not what life is. Life isn't an expression. Life isn't art. No matter what, how much you try it to be, you try to make it to be. It isn't. It's something more precious than a board you keep in a fucking shed to look at when you're playing fucking cartoons for your kids. And it's just a board. What's more important is It's not the thoughts we think, it's the conclusions we come to. The truths we know to be self-evident. And that's one of the other things that sits with me, with the forefathers. No matter what you say, no matter what you think, no matter how you think it, the reason for them making such heinous decisions is because they wanted to pick a side. And you shouldn't. And you don't have to because of it. There's shitty people out there, but there were shitty people to begin with. And some of those people got in power and they just kept going. Because they thought that if they ever stopped, then they'd fucking fall. Because they will. They'll fucking fall. As soon as they get old enough, everything they'll ever believed will be completely and utterly, like, just completely taken apart. Just like they do to everyone else that they believe is against them. That's their fate. I believe it. And I don't believe that the leader has anything to do with the country's even, like whether it should be taken seriously or not. I really don't care what the leader is. I really don't care if he's a bumbling idiot. A bumbling idiot could do more if a bunch of people are behind him that actually have good ideas. Some of them don't, though, because they're stupid and they're dumb and they're idiotic. And really, they're just pointing a narrative like everyone else is. Like, he's our president. He's always been our president for us and always. Well, if you wanted that president, then why did you vote for him? Knowing that there's plenty of other presidents that really wouldn't have done that. Because he's our president. And they just keep saying the same thing because just like everyone else does. Even though they call themselves more intelligent than those people. Which is really a play on actual civilization. To begin with. It's just like, we're all not smarter than we really think we are. Einstein tried to marry his sister. Gandhi was a pervert. And used excuses like being in a religion to be in bed with a small girl. All the people you believe that are actually good aren't good. People all tried to kill themselves. They all tried to kill themselves because they didn't have phones. Oh my god. They had to get used to boring things. Things that are stupid. Get away from that. All religion, if you think about it, is just a basis off of fear. That's what I believe. But I mean, if that fear is valid, though, you have to realize that fear is valid, no matter how much they say they're not going to do something, no matter how much they say they're stupid or not stupid or anything. You have to realize that fear is valid, no matter what it is, and you have to respect that fear because that fear could happen, and that religion could teach you something eventually. You don't realize it, but the stories of Gilgamesh taught me a lot. They really did. It taught me how fucked up people can be. They taught me how messed up things can be around you, and no matter how they are around you, it shouldn't say who you are. But also too, in the same sense, you are the company you keep. So if you stay around whatever fucked up version of people around you, constantly staying in the same mode of thinking, it brings you down and it weighs you down. So just realize that people have second chances, but Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, and Vladimir Putin will have their second chance in jail. And not before. And that's what I believe. I believe the people that they've already harmed, they'll never live down. Unless they are in correctional facilities. And that's what I'll always believe. Where the fuck is this dude? Got him, bitch ass. Gotta go in here, because I'm afraid. For my life. For my video game life. Okay. Let him get on this train, get on this train. That kid. Suppressor. Okay, I got a 12 gauge. I'm good. Give me a train, give me a train, give me a train, give me a train, give me a train. Yeah. Where am I going? Okay, I'm going good. I'm going good. But yeah, that's the reason why I believe that they'll find their next chance in jail. I don't really believe that Elon Musk has a bunch of great ideas. I think he has a bunch of awesome ideas that he got from his scientists. I'm going out and about. And I wonder where these things go. Oh shit, that's where it stops. Fucking A, dude. And it goes back the other way? Fuck yes. I'm gonna kill some people from here. Let's see. Let's go. No, let's go in here. It's going back the other way. Bye bye, guys. And also, I think that also saying that people are autistic or not I think it sucks. I think that sucks a little bit because it's not giving actually kids who are autistic the benefit of the doubt, and I think it's offensive. But that's what I am. I'm pretty fucking offensive when it comes to shit like that. When it comes to politics, that people don't run right on purpose because they just want to do themselves a favor, or the Kremlin basically just doing espionage no matter what, constantly trying to do espionage all the time, and then realizing the CIA came up as a defense against the KGB. The CIA, the KGB, no. It's just like people are just so un-American, and it doesn't sit well with me. It's just like there's a need to monitor some shit. Oh, awesome! It's really great. There's a need to monitor some shit, but like that's the point where it just doesn't get to me, where people don't actually have databases available of people who have actually done bad things that need to be have that, because in case they do it again, you're like, wow, you can find that guy. He's like right over there. That's so tight. But in the same sense, China's taking it a step further and just fucking surveillancing normal people in case they do something bad, so that they can punish them for doing that bad thing. Does that sound right? It doesn't sound like freedom, I guess. It doesn't sound like freedom, because they're skipping a step. That step that they skipped was the freedom of the people, and that's the one that they, yeah. They decided to keep on doing it, and then they went up to the people and they were like, we're gonna get you if you do something wrong. And then you're like, no, that's not how freedom works. If they do something wrong, yeah, get them. But if they say they're gonna do something wrong, that usually means they're frustrated as a human being and they need mental help. But that's something that the Chinese government doesn't actually promote. They don't like to say that because it's wrong to say that about the Chinese people, because if the Chinese people are wrong, then the CCP is helping wrong people, and that's wrong. Because that's how I say is America's good bad. We shot people, we did it, we'll do it again. That's why it's good bad. If you fuck up, we'll just send some jets over that little one fucking thing. And we don't need nukes anymore. We don't need nukes. That's the point. We don't need nukes to do it. We can just fly over. We can send a satellite with one. Y'all can't, because y'all don't have 5G Wi-Fi. Fuck you. Huawei. Fuck you. I'm sure they do pretty good, and alright, but they still gotta be 4G. They just call it 5G, I guess. The speeds, oh my god. It's so beautiful. But it's in a completely different box. If it's in a different box, if the box doesn't fit, you must acquit. It's like, no, if they don't have enough evidence, then you can't prosecute, you fucking idiot. That's what it meant. Oh, God. If you don't have enough evidence to actually completely and utterly say that the dude did it, or beyond a shadow of a doubt, realize it. That's why he's walking around stealing his stuff from Las Vegas. And then going to jail. For kidnapping. That's fine. People who lose their minds often. There you go. I don't lose my mind. I just become so anxiety-ridden because of all the people that have lost their mind. Not because of anything to do with Putin, Xi Jinping, or I would sleep like a baby if they get murdered tomorrow. All three in a line. Because they're shitty people, and they hate their friends. And they also hate their enemies, and they also hate the people. So there you go. All three of them. That's the reason why Saudi Arabia got involved, to jack up the price so Russia couldn't make all withdo and withdraw and then deal with countries that no one else was dealing with during the boom of gas and the lack of actual, I'm going to go right here, workers and shit like that, you know. Because one thing Russia does well is it isolates itself from everyone that can harm them. That's one thing that Russia does very well. Also in really cold temperatures. For some reason, I don't know why they put their country there. Because no one else wanted it. Probably. It's mostly the leader's fault for defining the line. I'm sure it's not the part of the Russians who are doing that. They just get really drunk to feel numb so they don't have to feel the cold all the time. So, which is what everyone does to feel numb. So it's not a big deal. It's not something that's not, what is it, ooh, yeah. Okay, I don't want a shotgun, I want an automatic or a shotgun. This shotgun's better. I'm gonna stay outside this place to see if anybody wants to get shot in the face. in the video game, so that's good. Let's see if I can. I can't. Fuck. And it's an automatic shotgun, so it'd be so fucking awesome if I could get a choke on here. I'm just gonna stay on the outskirts and hopefully not get anybody's attention. This is what I've done before, but hopefully it didn't work last time. Let me just specifically see where these dudes are, if they're anybody over here. That's just a lake, so I'm not gonna see anybody over there. I need to get some more bullets, but I'm gonna go in, see if I can get some personal shots in the face. No, there's no. All right. Let's see if we can. I need more bullets. That's good. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? God damn it. He's got to be like soon enough right there. I should have friggin'. Yeah, that's where he was. Right there. He's right there. I just didn't check while he was there. So, but yeah, that's why I think they're on my shit list. And there's not a lot I can do about it, but there's stuff that America can do about it. And that's the point, is to prove them wrong and to realize how faulty their system is and to realize how much they took advantage of it. And how much that Russians need to, and Chinese people and North Koreans need to realize how much they have fucked up. And realize that's freedom, not being responsible. So, but hey, you know, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, and Vladimir Putin don't get to do that. Because they'll never be free in my watch. I'm going to keep on talking about them. And if people don't like it, then I can tell them the truth. And then think about what they think. But that's the real reason why. Is because I wonder how many people that are stupid and fucked up in America. I always wonder. Always. How many people who are really fucked up and really stupid and you don't know it yet? That's why I get kind of scared for my nieces. They grow up in a world like this that flaunders people around and flaunts their fucking physical attributes too much. Oh, finagles people around, not flaunder. Flaunder is not a word, so. And also, kids just really don't need to be in it sometimes in the world that this world is. Sometimes they just need to be in their own world and learning their own choices, not having to learn them too fast. Being able to come up with their own personalities and how much they can change things if through their own personality, through getting their own words. But that's the point that I stopped thinking about how great kids can be, and I think about how fucked up things actually are, and how they're inheriting this. So, or they're inheriting the fucked upness of the generation that came before them, like we're dealing with the Civil War that happened in the. We're not dealing with it. There's no way to deal with fucked upness. There's just a way to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should name our streets after fucked up people. You know, that's it. That's all. We wanted to remember how fucked up they were, but in order to do that, you have to realize that, like, I mean, they're history books, so it really doesn't matter if they're a street now. So, but they want to turn out what kind of person they were and all those other different things. Like, yeah, there's a person. There's a person behind all the madness, just like everyone else. If you get into anyone else's life, you'll realize that you'll find something in common with them. But that's not the reason that they killed that many slaves. You know, the reason they killed that many slaves is because they were slaves to the system themselves. They themselves were completely and utterly just stupid and completely and utterly just done for. They had no actual want or real need to be able to be a part of a society that was treating people equally. They always wanted to be able to have somebody under their boot. And that's the reason why Civil War happened. Because those people are stupid and dumb. And then most of them don't get to have rights, because some of them really are in jail. Because did you know that black people had slaves as well? It was a society thing. Not only was it a society thing, it was a terrible society thing that made stupid jokes, and also people make those stupid jokes today and don't think they're making them. It's really dumb. And that's the reason why I've actually fallen in love with dark memes, because it's so funny to watch how stupid people can really be to make those jokes and really understand the fact that I have to be able to get through it, because I have to, or else I won't be able to live through this fucking bullshit ass fucking shit, because it's dumb. There's people that are dumb, and they do dumb things, and you gotta live through it, and if you don't, then whatever, it's just not worth it. In the end, you get a pot of gold, right? It's really great. There he is. You fucking bitch. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him good. I'm gonna get behind this wall, because hopefully there's only people on the other side that can see me. Hopefully he's upstairs, because I want to get him from here. There he is. He's got a fucking shot. Get him! He's got a shotgun. Burn! Burn! Kid, 2x scope, tactical stock, police vest, awesome. 2x things. Let's go with this. Oh, give me that shotgun. And give me the shotgun bullets. Alright. That is a really good shotgun. It's got 14 bullets. But yeah, like, I mean, when I can talk about guns, yeah, I talk like kind of like a dude that's from the country, because technically we were all a part of the country. Oh, there's good. There you go. Time to take my shotgun. it! Almost did it. Almost did it. I was shooting right over their head, though. It was okay. It was okay. That's why I'm in a database, though. So that's the reason why. They keep on sending me, thinking I'm a Ukrainian. Yeah, still, I can tell the accent or the when in the back of the mouth, because that's almost the but it doesn't sound like Russian, because Russia is more on its own, I guess, because they were so isolated for so long because of the USSR. So they more have a dialect that that's more experimental, I guess. As far as their experimental thing can go, I guess. Oh, man. And yeah, people want to make money off these different countries, so. But that's the point, I guess, where it stops, where people stop sometimes and say, you can't make money off this stuff. You can't make money off these people dying. You can't make money off this stuff that happens. It's just terrible, and people are terrible. It's an ongoing fight that people actually are turning into a World War III fucking video game. So that's why I don't play Cold War, though, because I just want to play the zombies and I don't give a shit about stupid fucking Reagan and all his dumbass fucking problems with other people who were constantly looking at him strange. That's all his fucking politics ever mounted up to. It's like everybody wanted to be in a fucking movie, dude. Everybody wanted to be in a fucking cowboy movie when back in those days. Everybody wanted to be a cowboy movie. Nobody wanted to be in the one where Star Trek happens and they constantly make peace with different alien races. It's probably why all of them left our universe. Oh, they left. They fucking left. They left with a vengeance. They had to have left. Knowing that this shit is happening, there's 25,000, and there's 25 million more viruses once all this water, all this ice that everyone is thinking was already there or was always there. How was it always there? How was it always fucking there? It wasn't always there. Some of it came from the air, some of it came from the water. It's gonna go back into the air and back into the water. It's not gonna do anything. But if the 5 feet happens, then no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. There's no difference in your cup with the water when it's frozen than the water when it's not frozen. No difference. It may look like a lot more things because the ice isn't jutting out of the fucking water. There's no difference. There's no fucking difference. And there's underwater caves in Antarctica. And there's underwater caves all throughout of it. Okay? Just like every land. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Global warming is a thing, and I'm glad it's happening. Fuck everyone. I don't want to be so goddamn cold all the fucking time. I be numb and drink fucking whiskey all the time. Yeah, be fucking manly and drink fucking whiskey. Yeah! Be manly and drink whiskey. Your fucking taste buds have to be numb from smoking 11 cigarettes in a fucking minute. Be fucking cold and shit, and then act like you're a fucking man. All your faces looks like fucking powdery as shit. Look idiotic, like you're all fucking going to a ball tomorrow. Fucking douchebags. All the politicians with their dumbass fucking makeup artists trying to make them look like they're not a fucking bag of fucking bones. All of them look like shit. Even Alexandria Acosta, even though she wants to say her whole fucking name every single time somebody says that shit, nobody does that. Just call her A. Cortez. I don't give a shit. I always say your name every single time. It's not about the Spanish. It's about the fucking time I don't have saying your fucking name. Yeah.
Yeah. Go. We got the fun.
I gotta go. I gotta go get dinner.
Yo.
I thought you were sitting downstairs, and I didn't realize you was right there.
I'm gonna see if somebody can get a cigarette. Oh man, like, wait, yo. To be honest, I never like sitting in the dark. Get a light, don't use it. I never like that idea.
Alright. All right, I'm still in the clears. Yay! All right, so let's talk about my symptoms. When I get like an outside stimuli, I react to it. So I didn't realize this. I didn't understand this when I was younger. When I was about 24, 22, stuff like that. I was doing hallucinogenics and I was experimenting. I didn't know what was doing what, so I kind of experimented, and I thought that I'd have a good experience, and I didn't. I didn't have a good experience because of the trauma that happened to my brain and the fact that it didn't work right. I had probably about 3 or 4 concussions throughout my career as a high school football guy, and that only compounded every single time I would get hit, and I probably had a couple mini concussions as well, maybe several. So that's the reason why my brain doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So I still like anime. I still would have liked anime if I didn't do football. I loved Akira. I watched it over and over again. Constantly wanted to see what was the deal with these dudes. That basically I kind of thought that I'd see more of it. I thought I'd see another one, but it didn't happen. So I don't know. I like the visceral look of the thing. It looked kind of postmodern, and it looked post-apocalyptic, and it looked really cool. And I thought it was a really good art anime. And I based most of my art style off of it. Sometimes it's visual, it's shit. I was trying to go around him, but I based my my art style on that, and that's the reason why I wanted to get into art. I'm not the only person that I really think that most people need to realize that that no one bases their life off their leader, and no one bases their life off of the values that they portray all the time. And that's something that I think China has to learn or realize, because they should realize that no, there's a lot of back alley ways and things that politicians do to make themselves kind of the enemy, and they should be looked at more so than regular citizens. And they do things to make themselves look good. So that's always they bullshit, and that's what politicians do. They bullshit until they know the facts, and in some cases they don't know the facts at all. Like when Australia is blamed for an island that has poisonous things. No, poisonous and viral are two different things. Poisonous. They have snakes. They can't make viruses from the snake's venom. They can't. It's poison. It hurts you immediately. So realize that, and also understand that no, viruses don't come when there's nothing to have viruses in there. It's just in the South American viruses, there's a little thing called the zombie wasp, and the zombie wasp, this is where viruses and poison kind of like coincide a little bit, is where South American and Amazonian, and also they coincide is They coincide when an animal seeks to eviscerate another animal, and when that animal or insect, because it's an animal, because insects are animals. It's a thing, because the bugs can be cool too sometimes, because when a bug is docile, when it has a way to be able to promote its life, it doesn't become poisonous. But that's the reason why it becomes poisonous sometimes, is because it doesn't have a way to propagate itself into other things. It's brought into an ecosystem where it's not dominant, but it's not the closest dominant. It has a thing, and that dominant goes away, and then that thought process brings them into an era of poison, I guess. And then viral is like is where this bug kind of sits. So it puts its young or eggs inside of the thing, and that thing, whatever it puts into, is tricked into believing that it needs to go to the highest thing, or the highest of the highest, or it needs to eat just way too much for itself, I guess, and then it comes out and eats it, and whatever it does that. Basically, just it eats the young eats the thing. When it comes out. But that's about where zombieism stops. It doesn't go to another party and replace it the same. It doesn't go to another thing and make it do the same things. It's just young of different types. Okay, let's go see if we can get it automatic. Nope, we can't, because so that's the point where viral stops and becomes virus. But there are ways to battle it, and ways to make sure that you yourself don't get caught up in that. And that is to put on a mask. And not just to put on a mask, but to sanitize your hands at least 17 times a day. 17 to 20. Just matters when you touch it, when you touch, basically. And really, I do it every single time you came home. But that's the point, is it's a realization of, there he is. Damn it. I guess he had an automatic, so our rifles don't match up. What's up?
You got clothes in the washing machine drying?
No, I took them out.
You took them out?
Yeah, I took them out. I'm a bit rusty, but that's what I didn't realize, or I didn't think was actually a thing. I thought maybe the protein inside of bats, that's what made the coronavirus itself. Protein inside of bats feces, because that's what bat is, bacterial, basically, is life itself that hasn't come about and needs to propagate in order to be able to make itself into something, or to become food for a bottom feeder, like a crawfish or a small bug. That's basically the reasons why I guess we do the same things we do to our own feces, is because is we send it to a chemical plant, have it treated, and then send it into the environment, or send it to a septic tank and have it sort of degrade over time. And there's lots of things you can do with it, but there's a little time to be able to do with it, because it's nasty and it sucks. And there's different colors, just like people. So basically, I'm saying that Vladimir Putin is a piece of shit. But yeah, that's the thing that I constantly think about sometimes, is my anxiety. it has an imagination. So I constantly think about the fears of me doing things either online or things about that. But I understand the basis of it really, and the basis of it is has to do with science fiction and science fact and where that line kind of stops. You know, where that line is supposed to be. That's the end of what they know scientifically. And that's not what you get. That's not the answer you get from most scientific people. It's like, well, things are coming up every single day. So thinking like that is, it's like it's not coming up in the same area, and it's not probable to come up in the same area twice. Like, different people are discovering different things, and that's true. And that's the part of the science that I don't get, or the things that I don't get that makes me scared or makes me anxious. And also there's something there, and there's like millions of viruses. There's millions of them, billions. There's as many viruses as there are people, if you think about it. But those viruses don't have proteins to add on to be able to propagate. And that's the reason why sometimes they become dormant. Sometimes they become different animals, different things. They change their mind. They adapt. Different insects. Insects basically base themselves off of what viruses are. And think about that as the life that comes out as a result of the melting of the ice caps in Antarctica, or anywhere for that matter. And just because Antarctica doesn't have any ice left, or won't have any ice left, it doesn't mean the North Pole won't still be cold, because the magnetic poles change constantly. That the wind that comes from one end of the spectrum isn't always pushed down to the. Our planet is not a magnet, okay? It's comparable to a magnet, but it is in no way a magnet. It is based off of fission. It's based off of a fission response to a metal, but a metal that in itself is metastatic. It has a lot to do with theoretical physics, and all those theoretical physics can't even be proved in some situations, because the theoretical physics, you have to realize, is somehow an idea. So you have to realize that ideas have like that kind of pull on you, you know? So it's not metal, it's mostly fission. Fission that keeps us actually not magnetically, but radioactively connected to our planet. And realizing that hydrogen itself diffuses in our atmosphere, that's where you get the blue from, you know? That's the reason why I don't believe that there's a huge magnetic core spinning around, and that would be completely stupid, because nickel, are you serious? Nickel isn't even magnetic. Like, I knew someone was going to figure that out. I knew anyone was going to figure that out other than me. Nickel isn't magnetic. It's not magnetic at all. It's not radioactive. It's not anything. It's really stupid. Like, it's really dumb. But that's the point. Is like, all the lack of knowledge that there is about science. It basically gets to me as far as anxiety goes, and realizing how much stuff that's theoretical and not actually fact or proven fact. It makes me scared. What's up? What's up? Food? Food? Terrence?
Yeah.
Food?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to... So that's the reason why, yeah. That's the reason why I believe in so many things that could be real. Sometimes people get right. Like Pokemon could really be a thing. Among other different variants. All kinds of creatures that could come from any virus known to man. You have to think about the way that our environment is going to be. The way that our environment is right now, and how that will multiply over certain given variants of actual like evolution. Like because of electric eels and Ireland and different cold temperatures and different things like that, they sort of make their own heat. So understanding what people do when they make their own heat and electrical things or whatever. Then eventually you could have a person that generates their own electricity, or a creature that generates its own electricity to be able to like tase something to like get away from predators. That's just because something hidden in their DNA could keep them keep that power in, or that ability in their DNA active. So whatever we came from, however we came from it, it had certain abilities latent in its DNA. And when it becomes available, could become available in times of crisis or in times of a person going through trauma. So that's kind of what I bet. My ability to think over the top and outside of science, because science doesn't actually create or come up with any of these ideas. They all manifest themselves in reality, and then science goes and takes measurement and then comes back and be like, that's that and a name, and basically it calls it something. But basically I think that throughout my ventures and scientific thought processes and scientific community, I think that I based most of my anxiety in reality. Some of it, like 20% of it, I've based in complete and utter fiction. It's like, if something is real, also giving something else that quality of realness, like shadow people. I know that shadow people aren't real. They're usually a manifestation of of either the camera or the person themselves. Yeah, that's not a real thing. Usually with like bright eyes or something like that. The person, like I saw this thing where in this video basically where this dude's like, oh my god, there's bright eyes looking at you when he was actually from Israel and or Arabic. I'm not exactly sure which region. I don't know if it's in Pakistan or anything like that. But okay, I'm gonna. But the reason why he was actually seeing that stuff is because there was lights behind the whole thing, and he was actually conjuring that up in his own mind. So he was seeing what was there, but he was also conjuring something up in his own mind, remembering something that from that experience. Wait, where is that? And that's the reason why I think that people don't realize what they see sometimes. Like, I remember a difference of opinion when it comes to certain different movies and stuff like that. There's things that I believe happened, and when I see the movie, there's some things that actually happened. And I don't remember that part. Like, I don't remember myself remembering that part. I remember that part very differently. And that's the point where I start to blend reality with what my thoughts are actually doing. And that's the point where I have the anxiety, I think, is where I can't understand something and I have to go back in my memory to rearrange something. What's up?
The mattress played in the microwave.
Okay, all right. Thank you. That's where I think that actually lives. Like my anxiety and everything like that. It lives in an area where my memory recalls something different, and I call onto something that isn't that. And I recall something different, but yet the reality is I don't recall something different. I just recall something different that I remember. So when science can't tell you something about someone, you have to think spiritually, I guess, or in cases of like spiritualism, people can actually try sometimes to manifest their own emotional trauma through things they thought would happen to them. Like that happened a lot in the olden days when people would start to see things or to see things out of the corner of their eye. Like that's actually people don't realize that's actually a symptom of carbon monoxide poisoning, and that's actually gotten to me on a real case. Is like this dude basically thought that there was something touching his foot. He saw a hand. There was basically different stimuli that he was thinking about constantly. Being lonely, so he saw a hand, but then he didn't see the hand really. He didn't really think he saw the hand, but it was just coming out of the corner of his eye, and he was getting angry and fits of rage, and yeah, that's carbon monoxide poisoning. Like when you don't remember things, you don't remember if you saw it or not. You think you saw it because there's people there that corroborate your story. It doesn't mean it's real. It just means that the carbon monoxide poisoning is happening in certain places. Like in Texas, I'm sure it's hard for people to understand, I guess, but carbon monoxide can make you see so many things. It can make you see an actual shadow like coming towards you. Really can. Because it did in this case. And this dude literally went with it and thought that he was having a paranormal experience. And the realization of temperature changes is also the realization of it, the fact happening that, okay, temperature changes physics, okay? You understand that temperature changes physics. So realize that temperature changes physics. But how can you put in the fact that this dude's back moved and hit him in the head? It's that people can be fucking stupid. Imagine there's 5 different people coming through. There's 5 different people coming through. One person walking very slowly and carefully, and another person thinking that they're protected behind them. So what happens usually when they start to do different things, or when they start to say different things, they kick or they punch or they think that they're protected. So that's what happens usually. I'm on stream right now. What's up? What's up?
Them bags don't fit.
Yeah, no, they don't. I can make them fit though.
Huh?
I can make them fit.
All right, that's 2 more blue bags.
All right. Good. All right. So, what happens when they believe that someone's protecting them, or they believe that someone's out front? They can get kind of loosey-goosey with their things like that. So they can actually accidentally kick the thing up there. And this is what I've actually been trying to disprove is the silhouette of a dude walking towards you, or a silhouette of a dude walking to the right of you. There is no such thing as sometimes they have in Indian culture, they don't have new electronics. They don't have it. They don't have it. They just don't. Everything comes to them used from different countries and a whole bunch of different stuff, and they have to realize that their film is not unused. So what happens in certain situations, if a light hits the film in certain ways, the film has been used so it can actually project different people walking around in different places. Just realize that. It's been a film that has been erased and then reused can actually project certain people walking around in different areas. So just realize that, understand that certain countries don't get all their stuff unused. They get it refurbished, or they get it and then they put a new motherboard in it and think it's brand new. But the cameras at Disneyland, oh my God, they had a dude walking down that entire path where the camera was showing. But ask yourself the question, why is the dude who's in the image, why is he walking down the path of the camera in the first place? Why is he walking the exact path where the camera is and not noticing the camera itself? Because it was a security guard in like the 70s, because they reused their film. Even if it goes digital, you have to understand that you reuse some parts, because the film itself can be bleached out and turned into lenses. Melted down and turned into lenses. It doesn't matter if it actually is happening, but the fact is, you have to ask yourself if they used a tape, because so many goddamn security systems are so under goddamn prepared in America and in so many other places, using VHS and other different measures to actually use different things. So even if they went digital, they're still using a videotape somewhere because they think that it has something to do with that. So realize that why is the dude walking the path of the camera itself? Why the camera has always been in that position, or always has been in that position. Why is he walking from camera to camera? Realize it. Why is he walking from camera to camera? Oh no, it's a ghost trying to screw with people, because that's what ghosts do. They just screw with people and they're demonic and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, God damn it, dude. Just realize the fact that he's walking across the film. He's walking across the film, not the actual place. The film itself. It's been reused somehow, some way. There was someone in the 70s or 80s or 90s where they reused certain digital formats. And when you reuse digital formats, it's just like the film. It retains an image on top of those things. So you have to realize that sometimes this dude realizes camera projects something out of the side of it, and it's usually a woman in a red dress. So you start to make rumors about a woman in a red dress showing up in certain places, and then you constantly get this one dude that constantly, yeah. That's all that stuff is. That's all that stuff is, and the rest of it can be disproved using constant carbon monoxide measures. They can be used like that. It can. It's so easy. It's so goddamn easy, and it pisses me off that they don't do it more often. Got him. Right before he got a gun. I had a heavy machine gun. So that's the reason why that stuff happens. So damn it, son of a bitch. You shot first. So realize that. Like, I'll get why people actually think sometimes also, think of the same thing like film as you would people. A memory that sometimes kids like to put out of their mind, and comes back to them in what they think would be called a haunting, or a premonition, or a vision, or something like that. It all comes back to them because, not all of it, but it comes back to them in the form of something they felt uncomfortable with, or they felt uncomfortable with when they were a child, like somebody grabbing them abruptly. What they would feel on their leg is really just their blood going back up to their heart because their adrenaline is pumping. So realize that, and also understanding that every time you feel like you're being touched on your pain at night, it's really just the adrenaline coming back from your brain, going back to your body. It's your adrenaline, because you either have to go to the bathroom or you're getting a boner. Because the blood has to go somewhere. And as you feel that sensation of you getting a little whammy, realize that whenever you're sleeping, your blood is going back to all your organs. And it doesn't move constantly like everyone always says. It doesn't. If it did, everyone will be like, oh, my heart's beating, I can't talk right now. Your heart has systematic, phases of beating, okay? It has phases of beating, because if it did beat all the time, you'd hear it. And no, you can't hear your heartbeat. It's your veins in your ears getting blood to them. That's what it is. It's your veins near your cartilage, and your cartilage is hearing that. I can hear my heartbeat in my ears. No, you can't. Your heartbeat is not a heartbeat. Your heartbeat isn't always beating, okay? Realize that. Understand that. Doctors have known it for years. They never tell anyone because they're bastards. They're bastards. And I know it. I know they're bastards. I know they're bastards because they don't tell anyone. Because they know it. That's the reason why. Your heart isn't always beating. Because I don't feel my heartbeat all the time. And no, it's not beating all the time. Those are veins in your chest that are actually beating. Because your blood's going constantly through your body. Okay? So your heart isn't always beating because it not always have blood in it. Your chest is always beating because you have veins in your body that are always going to have blood in them. And when that beats back, your heart starts to go a little bit faster because your heart starts beating again. You have veins in your system of your body that push blood, and the reason why they're blue and the reason why your blood is red is because the hydrogen inside of your body. Hydrogen and nickel made up those veins. They did, hydrogen and nickel. Because we get a certain number of metals every single time we eat food. It has a lot to do with other blood. It has a lot to do with other things, and that's the reason why. Because we had a heavy iron diet when we were actually even the creatures that we were before humans, hominid basically cavemen. We had a high iron diet, and that's what changed our veins blue. You don't get that blue thing because your heart is blue and it's sad and it's alone and you have to be together with someone. No, it's not true. That's the only way you have peace is because you get another heart and your heart's next to a heart. I don't know where anybody came up with that. I came up with that. It's funny. All right. That is such a funny fucking reference. That's funny. That's funny. It's blue because you're sad and everyone wants to be with another heart. It's so stupid. Which is probably the thing that actually started. Hold on, I gotta see if this is. There's probably a dude in here. No, there's not. Okay. Alright, so. Okay, cool. I need a compensator for this gun. But yeah, that's the reason why, like, a lot of people really think that there's shit following them sometimes. Is they hear their own heartbeat. They hear their own heartbeat, or they hear their own thing, and they think it's footsteps and shit. And it's like, ooh, I pointed at you, so you got the jizzy busy. It's so stupid, man. I have certain spasms sometimes if I actually realize it. And then I can, like, if I was a more paranoid person, I would actually think that there was something around me that is touching me, because people have spasms. They have muscles that are waking back up, or if they're going through like an arduous workout section or something like that, and something, yeah, that's what happens. Like, people, it's so stupid, man. Oh, cool! I'm right outside the circle. That's what I don't believe, though. I don't believe in the paranormal. I really don't. It's really all just stuff people make up because they don't have specific medical knowledge of actually what happens to the human body when you start actually building muscle. It's just like, wow, everything's nominal. It's like, that's the fucking stupidest shit I've ever heard. Everything's nominal. It's so, oh my god, it's so final. It's like everything's nominal. It's like, that's the reason why I didn't trust people who were in science, because I knew they believed in paranormal bullshit. They believe that, oh my god, hand just touched me. No, someone touched you again, or someone touched you the last time someone touched you. They grabbed you, yeah, they grabbed your foot, and then told you had a better foot than everybody else. No, you remember someone grabbing you. If you're lonely or if you're scared, you remember your muscles have memory, all right? Your muscles absolutely have memory, okay? And if you want to believe that there's someone touching you, or there's someone about to touch you, or someone went past your room because you're lonely as shit, because you want a pet, or because you think you want a pet, because, yeah, that's the reason why shit happens like that. And then, oh my god, I didn't know what it was. It looked like a rat. It looked like a human. You can't nominally figure out if it looked like a human or a rat or anything, and then you eventually just think that it's on 2 feet, so it goes on 2 feet, and then your memory plays back while your consciousness. It's like, oh, it's called awakened dreaming. It's called awakened dreaming. And you could have what's it called? Sleep paralysis. So where you open your eyes but you can't move your body at all, because your body hasn't woken up yet. And that's what that is. It's like you imagine someone choking you because there's no other logical explanation for it. Just realize that. There's no other logical explanation. I can't be having a seizure or pain or medication I took last night because I took way too much Benadryl. And actually, that's usually the reason why, because people take too many drugs and they don't know how many multiplications of times they'll actually feel it. And realizations of the fact is, taking one Benadryl dose can fuck up your whole month. It really can. It really can. They can fuck up your whole month. Your whole month. And also, your brain can learn those different kinds of things and think you like those things. And then You'll get sleep paralysis constantly, all the time, for no reason until your brain learns not to do that anymore. It's the truth. It's the reason why people woke up with bruises on themselves weeks or months after they stopped playing football or any major sport. It's because your body's used to making those motions happen all the time. So basically, you yourself are like a time clock. You go over again, and it's the same time. You gotta wake up. You gotta do that fucking thing. But you're drinking coffee, and you're drinking booze, and your liver gets bruised because you're not used to the amount of sugars that it's actually taking in. Because sugar can bruise you. Vitamins and minerals can bruise you, just like metal does. It can make you feel blue because your heart's not with someone that it wants to be with. I really do like that voice, but it's funny. It's my impression of the little kid from what is it, and probably not a little kid, the dude from Gravity Falls. And yes, I like cartoons. It doesn't make me a less immersive person, a less mature person. It actually makes me more relatable most times. I believe I'm relatable. I saw a dude run into that building, so I'm gonna go there. But I'm gonna go in the back building. Where's he at? Okay. He's gonna go up to those rooms. I know he is. Hopefully he's reeling. He wants to get some stuff. Oh, I think he went in there. Damn it! Kill me. Yeah, seriously. Oh, and all those rake videos, they're fake. There's no one in the world that looks that white. You would think it would have to do with the way them being in the forest, and that's why their skin is white, and they haven't eaten a lot because there's not a lot of stuff to eat in the forest. But that's a child's mentality. That's a child speak. You would become a lot darker skinned, not realizing it. You will become more red and porous. Kind of like Prince Charles. You become more red and porous as you get older, when you start to realize that you don't have an outer edge of your ability. You don't have an outer edge of your what is it called? What is it called? You don't have an outer edge for your skin. Your skin is an epidermis. It's an organ that keeps everything else in. So just realize that. And the less you have of it, the more you look like a fucking alien. So just realize that shit. And alright. I don't care if people are gonna actually even say shit or even see my shit, because eventually they'll start paying attention, I guess. But that's the reason why people don't realize that there are so many facts to be had, to be seen, to be heard, and those facts give you freedom, responsibility, or lack of responsibility, of realizing shit. And the more you know, the more you feel like you can take on the world, but then realize that as soon as you go take on that world, there are scorpions. There are snakes, there are spiders, and they're all after you. Yeah, they're all after us. There's a reason why. That's how it is. You can't live in peace, because if you live in peace, then the animals win. No, you just live in peace away from the animals. You put up walls and then make borders and stuff like that. And those are for the animals, because if the animals start moving around all stupid, you gotta get on their asses because they're fucking stupid animals. Oh god, I love that fucking thing, that analogy. The analogy that freaking the life we are is the life we thought about being while we were being chased in a fucking dungeon by a fucking muskrat. Yeah, what's it going over there? Yeah, that's good. Got it. God damn it, Oz. He was freaking. I should have looked. God damn it, Oz. Damn it. Oh, the hell. Oh. And also, I think the reasons why we live the way we do is because we probably messed with the future. That's what we probably did. We probably messed with the future and then ruined it for everyone. And that's what we did. Yeah, actually, if you think about it, people who like Nostradamus was the main reason why people started believing in future travel and bullshit like that. And that's probably the reasons why we are the way we are, is because fucking bullshit like that. People constantly thinking that Nostradamus, oh my god, a twin will fall of two two brothers of great nation will fall. Oh shit, really? You mean those twins? No, I mean something else completely entirely. You wouldn't get it. You would never get it because I am more smarter than you. I think that's basically what it's from. This fear of losing the one's attraction. Fear of losing the one you love's attraction. Because it's what it ends out with, because people just really want somebody to hold on to. Because that's it. That's it. People just want somebody to hold on to. I know those books that I'm going to read are going to smell really old and farty and dusty because I have the two towers and the king, the return of the king. And also, we'd probably be at war with Middle Earth. Because we got them jets flying around. They don't need those fucking horses anymore. I'm going to a land to heal. It's like, yeah, you fucking went on a goddamn quest. The mortal wound is spiritual in nature, and ghosts are like things you curse at. Does it sound right to you? Does it sound smart? China, man. China did some stupid shit when they were on hallucinogens. That's what I'm talking about. They were like, oh my god, a dragon. If you talk to it, it'll go away. But I'm on mushrooms, man. I'm mushrooms and acid. If you talk to them, then I'll leave. And I'll leave you alone. Dream. But yeah, that's what happens when I take hallucinogens. Or not take hallucinogens, when I take too many hallucinogens. Like when I got dosed with acid that one time. I'm not going to reveal the reason why it happened. But I got dosed on accident. And the reason I got dosed was because, they probably thought that I'd have a better reaction to it, I guess. Or have like everything was solved or something like that. And my trauma is gone. It's like, I'm still dealing with issues. The truth is about hallucinogens, they help people who have normal wave patterns, and I just don't have a normal wave pattern. They would help people with normal brain function, but I don't have normal brain function. I have anxiety-ridden craziness. See, even the nervousness in my laugh, you can tell that sometimes I don't get my own jokes, sometimes I don't. Alright, we're gonna go after this dude. Are you serious, dude? How does this lady fucking know where I am? But that's the point, man. You gotta keep it going. You gotta keep it, man. Keep it in going. And I don't know who's gonna get stuff, but I mean, I really hope that people realize that they're much better to hang out with. Instead of me not hanging out with them. But I'm just lonely because I miss my friends, but I don't know, I can't see my friends really that many times because of COVID and all that other different stuff, so. That's what I'm doing right now, playing video games and just shooting the breeze. But that's the point is whatever you gotta do it with. My dad was always like, you say what you mean and mean what you say. And I was like, yeah. And to me that meant believe in what you say. Always believe in what you say to others, or how you speak to others. Always believe that. I didn't always think that way. I thought pretty douchely sometimes. I was really douchey to some people sometimes. It wasn't a part of me, but it was just I don't know, just. But that's the point. Is I got dosed when I was at my ex-wife. she is a part of this somehow, I guess. Even though she's not here, not with us. She's in Mississippi. My dad lived in Mississippi a lot. He wasn't really from there, but he kind of got along with the old guys there sometimes. And for that, I guess it's really cool. I guess it's really the reason why I take from that experience. But there's a lot of girls from Mississippi that don't like fucking country, and I think that's cool. But that's not the point of it. I actually do like country, to give you a spot on that one. But I like country, like not the fucking like poppy pop country or whatever that people listen to on radio stations all the time. I like the fucking like George Strait, fucking Aaron Neville mashups and shit like that. Fucking like country and blues, and like what's his name? Garth Brooks, fucking Rascal Flatts, all that other different stuff, man. That's the kind of country that I like. And it's technically not even country; it's mostly blues. So they're like speaking about like a story or something like that. That's kind of bluesy. So like it's country in title, but in form it's blues. So like as in the person who's making it is making it on a country record with other country songs, but they're making it in a bluesy sort of like gist, jazz is in a really good thing going for it, I guess. It's really crazy to me how people say stupid shit and no one cancels them. I mean, because really, if you think about it, those kids that are watching would probably say that shit to like piss off their parents all the time. And really, I can't think of a white person that hasn't used the N-word before, including myself. But I haven't used it in any like bad like references to people, because that's not an insult technically. It was a surname if you think about it, back in the old slave trading days. I mean, and that's a terrible thing, because it's terrible. It was terrible. It sucks. It's really dumb. And also, Nazi flags were actually and also, yeah, that's really bad too. What is it? Oh shit. What's that called? And not on a. I found it on a book. I found it in a book. It was All right. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I found it in a book. Hitler had syphilis and was regularly not treated for it. He was used spiritual treatings for it, and then fell in love with his cousin that was way blood related, like first cousin and shit like that. And then basically didn't notice her from afar, I guess, and he would like ransack relationships that she had and stuff like that. Basically just like ruining her life. And she had boyfriends that would come around, and he would like so basically he was like emo as fuck, like basically like he was a emo bitch, like a big emo bitch. So I can't say anything. I mean, I can say something against that, but I'm kind of emo myself, so I like MCR and all those other different freaking bands and shit. I guess that's not what emo really is, though. Emo is like emo Phil or something like that. Like that, those like stuck straight a chord with me most of the time. Emo is just like I don't know. I guess it's recovering from past trauma, I guess, or recovering poorly from past trauma, I guess. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of dudes think it's funny to like It's not even like play on women. It's like the most sickening joke ever, dude. I don't know, man. But yeah, yeah, it was really weird. It was really, really weird. They were all really weird. Like the whole entirety of like, and then they try to come up with this like cult of personality, the song, Jack Joseph Stalin, and you know, Joseph Stalin was worse than Hitler could ever be. Like he like, oh my god, it's like he's way worse. It's like it was way worse. It's like more cold, maniacal, crazy, insane. Like just insane, man. Like the amount of people that he murdered, literally killed an entire generation of people. Like a generation of Russia and Soviet is just gone, erased from history. It completely erased. No one will ever know those people who were Russian, that like, or Slovakian, which is the reason why the word slave is called the slave, because their entire race, and actually the MCU plays on this, really, what is it, the MCU plays on this, the green people that literally are in the MCU are like a commemoration to the people. Wow, that dude was just moving back and forth. I wonder if that was a bot. But yeah, that's like a commemoration to like all the people who were murdered way before the Holocaust that never ever got remembered ever. Like that's the word slave. It's Slavic. It's like Yugoslavia, all the other different stuff. They were the word because their entire race got enslaved by a communist dictator way back in the 1500s, and they just ceased to exist. Like it's crazy, man. Like that's what pisses me off about what most people call slave. It's like, well, slavery was invented in the black people. I'm like, well, at least they still have a race. Be thankful that the people around you got him. But there are actually people around you. Like, seriously. Some people don't have anything. No family history, no ties, no nothing. That's literally what people have sometimes. Is just literally nothing and no one. And that's like real shit. Like, if you really want to talk about what the real shit is, who the real fucking perpetrators are, well, fucking Joseph Stalin was a perpetrator, dude. Like, for real. Like, a fucking regulator of literally mass amounts of people, bodies everywhere. And like China, they use biological warfare just as much. They literally made people not live in certain neighborhoods because of the bodies that were literally stacked on top of each other. After, during, before wars, when they just acted like they didn't do anything wrong before, when they were acting, they were completely acting. Everybody was fucking acting. It was so bad, dude. Everybody was so fucking insane. Like, it's like somebody was on a fucking... And that's the reason why hallucinogens are so fucking goddamn dangerous. They're so dangerous. It's insane how dangerous they are. Like, Like, it's so dangerous, man. Like, it's the most dangerous thing you could possibly ever do. Like, you don't know where you're gonna end up. You don't know what you're gonna do. You're gonna do it at home. Don't fucking go out, because it's the experience that you're looking for, not the social life party you're fucking supposed to come to and look at. It's just like, fuck, man. Oh shit. Oh shit, I gotta go. I go fast. There it is. But really, man, like, there's so much more to life that people really need to like get to know before they start to like make their assessments of what's actually out there. And I'm telling you, it's something that's way more intense than you could ever even imagine. Way more completely, way more stupid, way more crazy, way more messed up than people can possibly even fathom. And it's out there. It's out there in the universe, just waiting for us to fucking find it. There's things that defy the logic of physics completely. It defies owning anything or anyone. Defies anything. It defies the logic of knowing what physics truly is. An assessment of moving objects that are constantly moving. And once that movement is halted, oh my god, man, there's nothing people can do. Here he is. Got him. Got that kill, bitch. I'm going to run your ass over. Oh, fucking hell, dude. Fucking bitch. God damn it. Got 3 kills that time. That was awesome. I'm at 51? Fuck. That's a short match, I guess. But yeah, dude. Just realize that those people are terrible, and they will have justice when they're in jail. And that's the truth. And that's the absolute truth. That's absolute. So you are your own one-person bomb squad. You can defuse situations that you think are happening. But if they're not, then might as well get help. You know, get help. Help yourself realize the truths and values that of freedom and what every person should have across the world. I may look small. I may sound nasally, but I'm a pretty good guy. Given the circumstances. Have a nice day, and be yourself. Forgot to press the button, so there you go.